name is Kimberly Hylton, and today I'm going to share with you how I set up my watercolor palette. Now, the colors that I chose for this palette were recommended in this book that I have called Color Choices, and it's by Quiller. And in this book, it teaches color theory and how to get the most vibrant colors through mixing, and it has a lot to do with mixing complements. So on this page, page 23, he explains how to organize a workable palette, which I set out to do. I used most of the colors that he recommended, and so I'm just going to show you how I did that and what colors I used. I'm really interested in learning more about color theory. I think color is really amazing, and I just want to have a better command of the colors that I choose. And this is a really good book, and I highly recommend it. So with that, I'm going to tell you what colors that I have. So for my palette, I have Vinci and Daniel Smith colors. And Quiller recommended cadmium yellow light for the yellow, or Hansa yellow light. So that's what I have here is the Hansa yellow. And this is yellow ochre. This is a choice that I made to have that here. He uses cadmium orange in the for the yellow orange, which I use the permanent orange by Daniel Smith. And this is cadmium red scarlet hue. He recommended cadmium red orange, but I don't want to use cadmium color, so I went with the hues. And this is the first time trying these Daniel Smith colors. So this one for the red orange space is called cadmium red medium, and it's a hue. Then I on my own added the transparent red oxide here and the burnt umber here. I like to have earth colors on my palette. This is the primary red, and it's Quinacridone Rose by Daniel Smith, but you could use alizarin crimson or whatever cool red or rose color you want for that primary red. And then red violet and or cobalt. This is quinacridone magenta in that space. And then for the violet color, I'm using ultramarine violet. You could use whatever violet you have. And then for the blue violet, I'm using French ultramarine. And in this space, I have Prussian blue, which is a desaturated option for a primary blue. But the other primary blue that I'm using is phthalo blue, or you could use cobalt blue, and it's Da Vinci. And then got that in the wrong place. Manganese blue I just added here as a alternative color for the blue green. And then for the blue green area, I have Da Vinci's Phthalo Turquoise. And then for the green, I have Daniel Smith's Viridian And for the yellow green, I have Permanent Green Light. And so I've been busy making watercolor charts, and I haven't completed this because I was waiting for my extra colors to come in that I didn't have. And in his book, he talks about mixing the pure color, the complements of the pure colors to create semi-neutrals and neutrals. And you can see what a variety of shades that you can get by mixing the complements with each other. And so in this section here, I didn't finish because I wanted to wait till my colors came in. So that's what I'm going to do today. So let me move these colors out of the way. So what I have here is the red violet, which is the quinacridone magenta, and this well right here. And the complementary color to it is the Permanent Green Light. So I already have these two colors here on my palette. Just re-wet them a little bit. And you're going to put the pure color on top. And this is going to be the quinacridone magenta. I'm going to put that pure color here. Now what we're going to do is make a semi-neutral, so I'm going to take a little bit of the quinacridone magenta and add it to the green. And that will, that will tone down the green, as you can see, and that makes it look like a lot more natural green. And I'm going to paint that up here because it's more green than magenta. You see that, how that took the saturation down and dulled it, but it actually made it a more believable green. And now I'm going to add a little bit of the green to the magenta and paint that here. And you see how that dulled that down to more of a Actually, it's more, almost looks like a violet oxide type color. And it's a very nice color. That could be the color to an old barn or something. So when you have two colors that are complements, when they're mixed in the right ratio, they'll usually gray each other out and turn to a nice gray or brown. So let's see if we can mix this till we get a good gray color, to where you don't see either of the pure colors. So you just keep adjusting until you get the neutral color that you're after, which I think this is going to be. This is going to be about as gray as we're going to get with this mix. So it's not really gray, it's kind of brown, a brown gray. Kind of like a raw umber color, which would be a very useful color. So there you have it. And you can make as many of these semi-neutral colors that you want. Just add a little bit of each color. See how many you can get. So for the next one, I'm going to clean that little spot off first, and then I'm going to use the Viridian and the permanent, let's see, what's it called? The quinacridone rose. Let's see what kind of mixture we get with those two colors. But before I do that, I want to fix this little area that I messed up. Make sure your brushes are clean so you don't contaminate them with a different color, and because that could cause you to have different results. So here is the Viridian green on my palette. It's a cooler green. You could use a phthalo green if you don't have the Viridian. For the longest time I didn't have Viridian, I just used the phthalo color. But I thought I would go with the Viridian. And that is the pure color. And here is the permanent rose, or quinacridone rose. It's permanent rose if you're using Da Vinci. It's quinacridone rose if you're using Daniel Smith. And I'm sure you know the other paint manufacturers have alternative colors. Sometimes the names are a little bit different, but it's pigment PV19 you could also use alizarin crimson. So you don't have to go out and buy new colors if you don't want to. If you have similar colors, just use what you have. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the green and add it to the rose color. You see it makes it softer. And a little duller. But in nature, you know, unless you're painting a flower, the colors are a little more muted than they are just using colors right out of the tube. And when I just started learning how to paint, that's what I usually did. Was if I needed a green, I would look for green tube paint and just use that. And I didn't really know about mixing complements to get more neutral colors. But the more you paint, the more you learn. And I've been really interested in getting better at colors and color theory. So I've been doing a lot of study lately. And let me get one. Look how pretty this gray is. That is actually beautiful. So I'm going to get a little more green because I didn't have enough. But right there is a gorgeous gray. Because instead of buying grays from the tube that are kind of dull and flat looking, or blacks for that matter, if you know how to mix your colors, you can get really beautiful grays, blacks, and semi-neutral colors. So this is gonna be where I put that green. And you see how it just made it softer. And now let me get the gray mixture going. I still feel like I need more green. Okay, so there you have it. I hope that helps. You can do that with all your colors. Just find out what the complement is. In general, the complement to yellow is purple and green is red or a rose color. The complement to, well, get your color wheel out. As you can see, it tells you the complements right here. This triangle shows you the complements. So for the red-orange color, the complement's blue-green. And then for the blue color is orange. The blue-violet is yellow-orange. The red, or I guess, yeah, that's just violet, I guess. That's yellow. Okay, so violet, purple. To me, this is purple. But anyway, red violet is this yellow green. And then red, of course, is green. And you don't have to use the colors that I just used for this. You can mix any red with any green. Hooker's green is good to mix with your reds, or even your sienna, your burnt sienna color is a good complementary color for a lot of your blues. As I go a little bit crazy making color charts and all of this. So on this one, I expanded it because I wanted to use more earthy colors and see what kind of range I could get with the more earth colors. So this is phthalo turquoise with transparent oxide red. And this one's manganese blue, and it's a hue from Daniel Smith, and it's mixed with burnt umber. This is cerulean blue with transparent red oxide. This is French ultramarine with burnt sienna. This is cobalt blue with burnt sienna. Prussian blue with burnt umber. Phthalo blue with burnt umber. And then this is phthalo green with red rose deep, and that's Da Vinci. This is Hooker's green with violet iron oxide, viridian with alizarin crimson, and leaf green with ultramarine violet. And I didn't have the permanent green, so I need to finish this one, and that's going to be mixed with the violet iron oxide. The goal is to mix all the colors that I have with their complements. As you can see, that I did that with the blues and the yellows and the yellow oranges and the violets, I guess. So, and I thought this was really pretty. This made really pretty grays. This is a sap green. It's called no, that's not Denise's green. I made a mistake on that one. That's praline green. And I need to fix that. It's from the Watercolor. Let's see. It's it's from this. Denise's Earth-Friendly Da Vinci Watercolor Palette. That's the first professional palette that I ever bought. So, that's the praline green. I just wrote it down wrong. So let me fix that. The Denise's green is a sap green. This is a darker green, but it mixed really good with this Da Vinci violet to make some really nice grays. And the reason why it's important to have a good range of grays is the grays are what makes the colors pop. So when you're painting in nature, you really want a good array of neutral colors so that the more brighter colors, they'll really be more vibrant. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Like I said, I love making color charts, and I'm going to this is a primary color wheel that I made just with the Hansa Yellow Light, the phthalo blue, and alizarin crimson. So I probably will make more because I just love getting to know my colors, and I need to finish this one. So I'll be making more videos, but I don't want this to be too long, so I'll just stop at that, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you have a great day. And if you liked it, consider subscribing to my channel. And thank you so much. Happy painting.